Hey everyone, I wanted to share something with you that was really dear to my heart, but I think that you'll glean a lot from also, especially if you were involved in any type of church ministry, any type of church leadership. So years ago, I was taught that God doesn't care about my happiness, only my obedience. And that's been very problematic to me. The reason why is that I have a hard time understanding the love of the Father with that concept in it. Because the love of the Father to me is unconditional love. But yet, if God doesn't care about my happiness, only my obedience, then that's problematic. Here's why. If I'm to love my wife the way Christ loves the church, the way God loves me, but yet I only want my wife's obedience and don't care about her happiness, that's problematic. And if we're to love the whole world the way God loves the whole world, we're to show Christ to the nations, and we're to show them that obedience is more important than happiness, this is going to be problematic for us demonstrating the love of God. And it's not anything against being obedient, because I'm sure every one of you listen understand obedience. This isn't Christianity 101. We're not trying to teach people the 10 Commandments here. What we're trying to do, if some of you has been taught this, take a step back and understand God loves you unconditionally. Now, let's bring it home to your life. If someone wants you to love them at the cost of your happiness, that's selfish. Let me say it again. If someone wants you to love them at the cost of your happiness, that's called selfishness. Is God a selfish God? Absolutely not. Not one little part of him. Now, this may seem a little pretty, thin, if you will. But actually, I think that until we get this straight, we will never really understand all the depths of the love of God. Yeah. So the truth is, love doesn't value your obedience over your happiness. It's true. Love cares about all parts of your life. So here's something in this that I really want to share with you. And that is this, that if you were taught that you needed to obey God to earn anything, then you may have a problem in your life, if not now, later on, because you will lose your happiness. Because that's not the way and what obedience really means. I don't really want to sit here and talk to you about obedience. But the truth is, God loves you too much to see you stuck in things that doesn't bring you happiness in life. You understand? I hope this really helps you. I'm not trying to get into a word study about happiness versus joy, but deep inside of us, God values your happiness. The unconditional love of God encompasses your happiness in life. Right now, this is so important because we've lost so many things. Some of you have lost jobs. Some of you have lost your careers. Some may never get it back. And if your happiness was attached to a thing, then when you lose that thing, you've lost your happiness. Happiness isn't something that we really talk a lot about in church because it's a flaky emotion. Some people call it. It's really not. It's not what I call it. But it's something we need to really think about. If your happiness was attached to technology, what happens when you lose that technology? If your happiness is attached to anything, any noun, person, place, or thing, what happens if you lose that? You've lost your happiness. So if you're going through depression or anxiety, struggling right now to find your happiness, Know that God not only loves you, but he loves your happiness. And he values your happiness. He's not some dictator sitting on a throne that only cares about your obedience to everything he says. And some of you has taken on this persona, and it's hurt your marriage. I know. For years, I'm going to be real, for years, I did the same. I tried to build a church based on that principle. What happened? Angie hated church. And I think that she would be okay with me saying that. It wasn't just because she hated the structure, God. It was, I believe I'm okay to say this, I believe it was because of what I was creating. Obedience may be better than sacrifice, but it's not better than happiness. Redeem your happiness. Feel confident about what makes you happy. Yeah, you're not going to probably hear about this in most sermons. I can't think of one right off the bat that I've maybe heard ever. Maybe one or two. But happiness is important. It's not some emotion that will just lead you down a path to sin. Think you're beyond Christianity 101 by now. Embrace your happiness. Use it as a lighthouse, a guide, like you do your peace, to find what's bringing you joy in your heart. I love you. God bless you.